Okay, so you bite into it, you get the lovely chunks of steak, you get the lovely gravy as well, which is a nice savoury, salty flavour, and then you get the buttery pastry as well. Delicious pie. Good morning. Today I'm at a UK supermarket called Morrisons, and I'm here to try their takeaway pie and mash. Now, Morrisons recently introduced a takeaway section of their supermarket called Market Kitchen. And Market Kitchen is a section that has loads of different stalls or shops selling a different type of food at each shop stall. Now, I'm here to try their pie and mash stall to see how good it is, so let's go in and check it out. Okay, so as you can see, we are inside Morrisons in the Market Kitchen area, the takeaway section, and there's loads of different stalls or shops there selling different types of food. I might have to come back and try one of the other stalls on a different day, but today I'm here specifically for the pie and mash store, which is called Pie and Mighty. And as you can see in the display, there's loads of different types of pies available, from steak to chicken to cheese and onion, and sweet pies as well. But today I'm going for the savoury pies. Okay, so I now have the takeaway pie and mash, and when I was carrying them over, these felt so heavy, so I think there's going to be a lot of food in here. So I went for two different kinds of pies. I went for the steak pie and the chicken pie, and I got them both as a meal. So they both come with mashed potatoes and mushy peas and gravy as well. And they both come in at £6 each. And I also got a sausage roll, which comes in at £2.75. So let's get tasting. I'm going to start off with the steak pie, so have a look at this. So that looks pretty amazing, and it's a really big portion too. So let's dig in. I'm going to take a nice big chunk of the steak pie. Okay, so have a look at this. This looks absolutely amazing. Let's go for a bite. That is so delicious. That's so good. Okay, so you bite into it, you get the lovely chunks of steak, you get the lovely gravy as well, which is a nice savoury, salty flavour, and then you get the buttery pastry as well. Delicious pie. You get really big chunks of steak in there. I mean, look at the size of this one. This one is an absolutely huge piece of steak. Let's go for a bite of this. Nice and meaty, and when combined with the gravy inside, it's so delicious. Right, let's try the mash. Here it is. The mash is good too. You taste the flavour of the potato, and it's nice and fluffy too as well. I think it could do with being a little bit more buttery, but nevertheless, it's a good mash. Let's go in for the mushy peas. Now this is quite a thick mushy peas, and I think I've said this before in a previous video. I'm not the biggest fan of mushy peas, but let's go for a taste anyway. Okay, so you definitely get the pea flavour in there, and I think there might be a little bit of mint in there as well. I think I can taste a bit of mint in that mushy peas. Let's go in for a bite with the pie, the mash and the mushy peas together. Right, here we go. We've got everything on one fork. Let's go in for the perfect bite. This is so tasty. They also gave me a bit of gravy with this as well, which I forgot to put on, so let's put that on right now. Okay, so I have the gravy here. I'm just going to pour it all over. Okay, it looks even better than it did before with the gravy on it. I've absolutely covered it in gravy. I think I might have put a bit too much on, but let's go in for a bite anyway. Okay, it's definitely better with the gravy. You definitely need to put that on. Right, there's so much filling inside the pie. It's unbelievable. I didn't think there'd be so much, but there's absolutely loads of meat and gravy inside the pie. And it's a huge pie as well. And the pie is absolutely massive. The portion is crazy. It's definitely worth the £6 that you pay for it. I think pie and mash has to be the ultimate British comfort food. I don't think there's anything else that is more comforting than this. Right, let's move on to the chicken pie. And the chicken pie looks amazing too. It looks just as good as the steak pie. I can't wait to try it. Let's cut into it and see. Here we go. I've got a nice big forkful of the chicken pie. Let's go in for the bite. I have to say, I'm really impressed. The chicken pie is amazing and just as good as the steak pie. You get lovely big pieces of chicken in the pie and a nice chicken gravy too. The pastry is just as buttery and lovely as the steak pie, and nice and crumbly too. It's a great pie. I can't believe you can get such good pies from a supermarket takeaway. I mean, if you want something that's tasty, comforting, value for money, and just a great pie, I think this is the place that you have to come. I've not even put gravy on it, so let's correct that right now. I think pouring gravy on everything just makes it better. The meat in these pies is definitely actual pieces of meat too. I mean, in some pies you can tell that the meat has sort of been mushed up and put back together into chunks to make the meat, but here it's definitely real pieces of meat. There's so much chicken in here. Right, let's move on to the sausage roll. So this is one of the largest sausage rolls I've ever seen. I mean, look at the size of it. This thing is absolutely huge. Let's go in for a big bite. Okay, so the sausage roll, I would say, is just okay. When you bite into it, you get some nice crumbly, flaky pastry. You get the sausage on the inside. The sausage doesn't taste too meaty. The texture is a bit sort of bready, but you can taste that there's herbs in there, so I think there is some sage in there. But the texture of the sausage on the inside is not very meaty. I mean, have a look. It's a little bit dry too. I don't think it's as moist as it could be on the inside. Let's dip this in gravy to see if it helps. Here it goes. So dipping it in the gravy definitely helps, but I just can't get away from the texture of the sausage inside. It's just not a meaty texture, and it's more like a bready texture inside. So for the sausage roll, I would say to give that one a miss. I think the pie and the mash are definitely the ones to go for. Okay, so pie and mash from the UK supermarket Morrisons, I would say it's definitely worth it. You should come and try out the pie and mash because they were both absolutely delicious. You can get the chicken or the steak one. You're not going to be disappointed with either. Get it with the gravy and pour it all over the pie and the mash. It's absolutely delicious. With the sausage roll, I would say give that a miss because it's not the greatest one. Okay, so if you like this video, click on the thumbs up icon below, and also check out some of my other videos which should be here and here. And I'm going to be doing more food videos coming up, so if you want to come along for the journey, click on the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.